A lot of RAG tutorials make the whole thing look almost trivial. Take your documents, split them into chunks, create embeddings, search the vectors, and send the result to an LLM. And technically, yes, it's RAG, but it's the demo version of RAG. Hi, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Anna, and on this channel I explore machine learning concepts in a simple and intuitive way. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing and feel free to leave a like and a comment so that more people can see this video. Let's get started! In real systems, the hard part is not making retrieval work once. The hard part is making it work reliably. Vector search is just one component in a much larger pipeline. So if RAG is more than vector search, what is actually happening inside the pipeline? RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. The idea is simple. Before the language model answers a question, we first retrieve external information and place that information into the prompt. The important thing is that the model is no longer relying only on what it learned during training, it's answering using retrieved context. That sounds simple, but the quality of the final answer now depends heavily on the retrieval system. And this is where most explanations stop too early. Let's build the simplest possible RAG pipeline. We will ignore frameworks for now and focus only on the core idea. So first we need some documents. These are intentionally tiny. We are not trying to build a production system here. We just want to make the retrieval process easy to see. What matters is that each document contains a small piece of information. Now the next step is converting text into embeddings. And by the way, if you haven't seen my previous video on embeddings, I highly recommend checking it out. You can think of embeddings as numerical representations of meaning. Similar ideas should end up relatively close together in vector space. And this is the foundation of most modern retrieval systems. Once both the documents and the query live in the same embedding space, we can compare them mathematically. Now let's ask a question. What does PCA optimize? This question also gets converted into an embedding, and now retrieval becomes a similarity search problem. We are basically asking, which document chunk is most similar to this query embedding? We compute similarity scores between the query and every chunk, then we retrieve the top results, and in this case, we actually get the correct chunk back. That means the retriever succeeded, but notice something important here. The retriever itself doesn't answer the question. It only selects contexts. The language model still has to generate the final response. This distinction becomes very important later. So now we take the retrieved chunk and place it into the prompt. This is the augmentation part of retrieval augmented generation. The model now sees external information at inference time, and ideally, that information grants the answer. And when demos work like this, RAG feels almost solved. But this is exactly where real systems start becoming difficult. The interesting part of RAG is not when retrieval works, it's when retrieval almost works, because most production problems happen in that gap. Let's start with chunking. Chunking sounds simple, but it changes everything. If the retriever only returns the first chunk, the answer becomes incomplete. The information exists. The embeddings may even be good, but the meaning was destroyed before retrieval even started. That is why chunking strategy matters so much. Chunking size, overlap, document structure, all of that affect retrieval quality. Imagine we chunk the document badly. Now the semantic meaning is split across two chunks. If retrieval only returns one of them, the model sees incomplete information. It's not just pre-processing. It fundamentally changes what information retrieval can access. Now imagine chunking is fine, but retrieval still returns the wrong result. This can happen because embeddings capture semantic similarity, not perfect understanding. So the retriever might find text that sounds related, while still missing the chunk that actually answers the question. And this is important. Vector search is not a guarantee of relevance. It returns chunks that are close in embedding space, but close doesn't always mean useful for answering the question. So sometimes the retriever finds text that is vaguely related, instead of text that is actually useful. And once the wrong context enters the prompt, the language model can still produce a very confident answer. One of the most common assumptions is this: if some context helps, then more context should help even more. but large context windows create their own problems. Relevant information gets buried, the model gets distracted, and sometimes the answer quality actually decreases. Good RAG systems aren't just retrieving information, they are filtering information. The model now has to figure out what matters, what does not, and what is actually relevant to the question. Another issue is that nearest neighbor retrieval isn't always enough. We might retrieve 20 chunks, but the best chunk could be ranked 7th. So many production systems add a re-ranking stage. The retriever focuses on speed, the re-ranker focuses on relevance, and separating those two steps usually improves quality significantly. The retriever gives candidate chunks quickly, then a re-ranker tries to reorder them by actual relevance. So in practice, many strong RAG systems are multi-stage systems, not just one vector search call. This might be actually the biggest problem. Most people evaluate RAG systems by asking a few questions manually and saying, yeah, looks pretty good. But that is not evaluation. If we want reliable systems, we need systematic testing. We need benchmark questions. We need retrieval metrics. We need groundedness checks. Otherwise, we're just observing random successful examples. So we need systematic evaluation. We need test questions. We need to be able to measure failure. For example, we can test whether the retriever returns chunks that contain the evidence needed to answer each question. Then we can separately test whether the final answer is grounded in that evidence. So what do stronger RAG systems usually add? Better chunking, metadata filtering, hybrid retrieval, re-ranking, evaluation datasets. And importantly, they treat RAG as a pipeline, not as a single vector search call. The biggest misconception of RAG is thinking that vector search is the system. It's not. Vector search only retrieves possible context. The real challenge is deciding what to retrieve, how to structure it, how much to include, and whether the final answer is actually grounded in the retrieved information. That is what makes RAG difficult. And honestly, that is also what makes it interesting. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I highly recommend checking them out. I cover topics like vector search, embeddings, and linear regression in a similar style. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like it and leave a comment. It really helps more curious minds like yours discover the channel. And if you're interested in this kind of content, consider subscribing so you don't miss future videos. As always, all the resources, including the code, will be in the description below. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!